Okay, so we're putting together our first pad, and these were the cheaper washcloths. They didn't have the more thick luxury ones yet. I have some back here that I'll show you, but what we did was we cut this batting to go in between. You can see it's not really greatly that thick, but we're going to try that thickness just so it has an insert, and then we're going to stitch it up. I think we're going to go around the edge and then maybe put a crisscross across one side. So, and we'll see how that comes out. And if you recall, the ones that I had over here, I'll show you these guys. I hand stitched these. They worked awesome, but we needed to get a sewing machine, so I bought a sewing machine there. And then I'm going to put some batting in these. This is a better washcloth. It's ribbed, a lot thicker. I've used it already a couple times and washed it. And I'm just going to pull the stitch out, and I'm going to put some batting into the center of this one and then stitch it up. What I did like about this one is it's already got kind of a beveled or rounded edge, and I think the sharp pointy edges is what was getting tucked up in the machine, the Oreck. So these will be cheap enough to make. I might even consider putting a microfiber cloth in the middle, so that way I'll have two cotton on the outside, microfiber in the middle to absorb more moisture. But the one that my neighbor made, those flat pads out of the towel, she told me she used this type of a batting for quilting, and I believe it is probably 100% polyester, so it'll absorb a little bit of the moisture, obviously in between. It'll kind of pull the moisture through it to the back side of the cotton cloth here. And the whole point with these is, you know, usually on commercial carpet or a flatter carpet, with this really tight cotton weave, you'll pick up more soil. So we'll see how it works. We're gonna get it stitched up here in just a minute, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so here we go. And it's a little more difficult holding that crap together. I don't know if maybe pinning it together and then stitching it would be easier. But right now we're gonna go all the way around with a edge stitch, and then we'll put some crisscrosses across the middle once we're done getting it held together.
There.
And this would be our first one that we're doing on our own, stitching anyway.
Well, it looks like I'm not going to the edge of it. It's because it goes over the out.
That's okay. You're using the edge stitch, right? Yeah?
I can't do the edge stitch right now because I'm trying to get it together. Because remember, this overlaps.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to cut it and then I can go back over it again.
And see, I don't want to make it as difficult as possible. If it takes 20 minutes to make a rag, it's not worth it to me.
It's not gonna take 20 minutes.
I
It's
know.
just these two particular pieces didn't match, remember?
Right, they don't line up exactly. One washcloth is bigger than the other. Just come all the way to the edge, though. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let her finish up, and I'll join you in just a moment. Okay. So we decided to go with just an X across it, and you can see it's pretty thick for two of these. And then since this towel didn't line up, next time I'll make sure they do. We used an over edge stitch, so basically made the edges really tight. You could see
Yeah, it's been stitched
it's
twice.
stitched twice. They're not coming apart. So, and these towels are a little bit bigger than the ones that I used before, but I just set some batting in that, and I'm going to have her stitch that up. But I believe this might be the way to go. I like the rounded edges, and they were already pre-stitched real tight along here. So you can see the thickness, pretty good size. And again, I think the towels were, what, like $1.14 a piece?
Mm-hmm.
So what, $2.28, and the batting's actually nothing, so probably $2.50, and then the labor to stitch it all together. So I will test it out and see how they work, and then, like I said, down the road, if anybody's interested in getting a few of these, I call them flat pads. And I usually shampoo with the brush, and then I use a flat pad to break the tension of the carpet and get up as much soil as I can. And they work great. So once I review this one, I'll put a link in the video showing this video where we made them. And I'll probably make an extra one and send it to the Wheeler brothers, since they're the original Oreck Orbiter guys, and have them test it out as well. I don't believe this will be one pad that you could use for an entire house. I think you probably would, they're cheap enough, you'd throw one in every room and use both sides in each room. So, and I'll let the Wheeler brothers check them out as well, see what their opinion is on it. And then if they work good, and carpet cleaners out there are interested in making these, I can show you how to make them yourselves. You can see it's pretty simple. The stitching seems like kind of a challenge to me, but my wife figured it out pretty easy, and she knows what stitches to use. So if it's something that I can create maybe half a dozen at a time, and somebody wants to try them out, I'd be happy to put a fair price on them and put it in an envelope and ship it out. What I'd probably have to do is put some literature in it, just a piece of paper with some writing on it, and that way I could put it in an envelope and send it media mail and act like this is the protection for the piece of paper. And that way it'll only cost me a couple dollars to mail it and save you guys some money. So, all right, I'm gonna stitch this one together, and let me know what you guys think. Hopefully this works out and it's something that I can do on the regular. And not only to save money on the pads, because I do like the Iron Man pads, but because it's a different type of cotton, and with the Oreck Orbiter they don't really make, I think Challenger has a 14-inch, and it's just a flat piece. And on this type of cotton you want something that's going to be thicker, more absorbent. So, all right, I'll be back.
I got stitched it twice.
Okay, what's that? Okay, so this was the ones that I had originally hand stitched. I even tried before using hot glue. It made for a big mess. It wouldn't hold. It would hold on the carpet, but when you washed them, it had a problem. So, and then my wife stitched a X in it, so it's similar to this other pad that we just completed. This is the thicker. I think these are like $1.98 a piece. And like I said, I've used them and washed them, so that's why they're a little more gray. But they're also smaller. Here, hold that for me. Let me put this one down and then put that one. It kind of fits inside. You can see, so I might be leaning more towards this pad. I kind of digging it. It's about the same thickness as a regular Oreck.
You can always stick in the padding.
And yeah, we can always put, like I said, I could even put another towel in there if I need to, or I can add more batting, or I can put a microfiber insert. But I think what's going to happen here in looking at these, with that polyester batting that we used, it's gonna, when it's got pressure on it and it's pushing down here, it's going to absorb all the soil here, and it's going to come through the polyester and absorb to the backside. So, you know, that'll be, you might not be able to use both sides, but it'll definitely be absorbent and be able to complete, you know, 1 or 2 rooms, no problem. So I'll throw these down over here so you can see here. So there's the 2 pads, and I'm anxious to try these out. Should be good. All right, thanks for watching, and look forward to the episode where I use them. Take care.